Stay tuned for Shamrock football starting soon. Stay tuned for Shamrock football starting soon. Stay tuned for Shamrock football starting soon.
Welcome to the Shamrock football game. We're in the shadow of the paper mill over here in Johnsonburg. This is Jeff Buchheit, Martinez, and welcome to another Shamrock football game. Mark, last time we had a great victory over here on the field, and of course we're looking for another beautiful day out here. Yeah, it is a beautiful day for sure. This past week I was expecting a little bit of rain in the forecast, but nonetheless we were going to stay dry. And the Shamrock come in 3-0, and they picked up 40-14 victory last week in Brockway. And they face off against the 2-0 Roseville team, the Falcons, which we're going to say the Falcons, they picked them out to be easier. And the Shamrock, because it's not just Ridgeway and Johnsonburg, it's Ridgeway and Johnsonburg combined. As we're looking at the field, getting ready for the players to take the field. Mark, let's do the sponsors. We have to have them because they're taking care of this broadcast. Central Hose in Johnsonburg. They want to wish Shamrock best of luck in today's matchup. Central Hose takes pride in home community. Good luck, Shamrock. How about Field Street Feed and Booze? Feed and Booze, proud sponsor of today's Shamrock game. To be sure to stop in Feed and Booze for all the hunting and clothing supplies. And be sure to come in and check out our supply of hunting boots, as well as Kane Feed and Booze, 18 Field Street in Kane. Elk County Foods, and they're always so supportive of all the athletes. Whether you're heading the Shamrock game today or heading out, to be sure to check out that daily special. Good luck to the Shamrock team in today's game. Best of luck to the players and coaches. Have fun for the Elk County Foods. Jet Meadows. Jet Meadows is a proud sponsor of local sports. Jet Meadows wants to wish the Shamrocks and the coaches best of luck in today's game. And AccuGrind wants to wish all the players in today's game good luck. AccuGrind is a proud community member and wishes best of luck in today's game. Have fun and be safe. And Mark, you know, out there we got something that was really important to guys that are calling a game. Whether it's a new scoreboard or new lights, whatever it is, AccuGrind and St. Mary's Tool and Die sponsor that. They must have heard our broadcast.
That is an amazing scoreboard. From 2 weeks ago when we were here and we had to change the bulbs ourselves to see what the lighting is, this thing is an LED, amazing scoreboard right in front of us now. It's a big thing to us broadcasters. It really is.
It does make life a whole lot easier when you can look and say it's 1st and 10 or there's 8 minutes to go.
Right.
But you know what? This is it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful field. You know, we talked the last time. This is really Johnsonburg's varsity team now.
Yeah,
because with them combining their team, their high school team, over with Ridgeway.
Right, this is their team.
This is their team.
Right.
And that's a good thing, and it's well supported, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Sponsors from both sides coming in from St. Mary's, from Ridgeway and Johnsonburg pulling together. This is actually Ridgeway's midget team now, too, because Ridgeway doesn't have one this year. Will it grow back? I don't know, but some of the Ridgeway kids are on this team, so the combination, you know, we went over the community factor last time. This is just huge for both towns.
That's right, and I did hear Ridgeway is there was something they're doing this year is they're doing a flag football.
They are.
You know, not every kid wants to go out here and wants to tussle it up. So let's face it, that flag football is a great thing for Ridgeway, and you know what? And I think that's important. You know, and that way every kid gets to play. Hey, we got a special day here, don't we?
We do have a special day. First of all, last night, Ridgeway and Johnsonburg picking up the huge victory, 42-0, 42-14 on this field, high school. And Dora Nelson from Johnsonburg was crowned homecoming queen.
Cool.
And just 5 minutes ago, Raylan Kreutzer was announced Princess Shamrock of the Year. So she'll get to come back next year, put the crown on somebody else's head, and the big celebration. So congratulations to, I know her mom, Courtney, real well, so congratulations. I was watching her face, and she was pretty much in shock. So it's a big to-do.
And you know what? And for somebody that age, this is awesome. And you and I, we were talking about it because it's also senior day here.
It is.
And we were kind of aghast at how long some of these cheerleaders and players have been part of the Shamrock organization.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
The boys, Race Millard, been playing for 5 years. Caden Dennis, 4 years. Jace Lachine for 6 years. Oh, man. Caden Haynes, I missed his. I was talking to you, actually. Ty Lewis for 5 years, and Willie Jordan for 6 years. So It's huge. It really is.
And, you know, I know Ray Millard. I don't know him, but I've certainly fine family there. Ray Millard, state police officer, tremendous guy, former customer of mine at my old shop. Sold him a lot of archery equipment, and always a good guy. And, you know, it also states, Ray, you know, being a state police officer, our hats off to those guys.
Yeah.
You know, they day in and day out, they're the fine line. They're protecting us, and we need to support those guys. We do, and our firemen, our EMS, and all those guys. It's really important. Really important. Right now, we got opening ceremonies going on here. We got the national anthem, so we'll stand for that. Yes. And of course, that flag is between us and the Central Hose, which is one of our sponsors. And, you know, it's something we talked about. God forbid we hate to use it, but we got the St. Mary's Ambulance Association right over here, just in case somebody gets hurt and they need medical attention. You want to give me the score of the last game? Unfortunately, the Shamrocks came out a little short.
It was 27-6 for the JV team. They took it off the chin today, so to speak, but let's hope that changes right here as captains are out for both teams, and it looks like it's the seniors for Johnsonburg and Luke Zimmerman. And for the Falcons, it is Cody Crawford.
And we got an expert in the booth where we actually have one of the Falcons coach, and we want to ask, Coach, was this the team that met last year in the Cereal Bowl over there? Was this a rematch of last year's championship? That's what I thought. There you go. That's what I thought that it was, and so we're gonna have a really good game here, folks. We're looking forward to it. Right now, we're doing the coin toss as the referee flips it up and it's landing, and trying to see who's. I think it looks like the Shamrocks won.
They decline, so they're going to be kicking off. And that's me. I always like starting the second half with the ball. It's just a mental thing. I'm more of a defensive guy than the offensive guy, so stop them and then proceed from there.
You bet.
So Johnsonburg will be going from left to right on your dial. Not that you've got a dial anymore. Still. That's my catchphrase, so that's all I have.
There's a lot of dials on this in front of us, yeah. And we thank that the Johnsonburg, the high school, that this organization helps us out to get us up here and let us do this. It's such a pleasure, and the folks have been so friendly. Anything we need, it's just such a beautiful field up here. I just can't describe it. Just perfect. Just perfect for. I mean, it is a high school field, but you know what? That don't mean a thing. These youngsters out here.
This is an NFL field for them.
This is an NFL field for them. Yeah.
I actually talked to a couple of them since the last time that we were doing the broadcast and the stream. They go back and listen to us, so we kind of have to be on our game because some of them called me out saying, hey, you didn't say it about my great tackle. You guys just talked over it. So I'm like, okay.
Well, you know, and we want to remember, and I'll say this all throughout the game, is these are 11 and 12-year-olds,
right,
folks. And they don't look like they're 11 and 12 when you're in this booth position. Then when you walk out of here and you realize they only come halfway up you realize these are kids. These are kids.
Having fun.
Kids, having fun. And that's what it's all about. I'll let you do the calling here because we're ready for the kickoff.
Johnsonburg ready to kick off. Zimmerman. Big boot. Back is going to be picked up by number 7. That's Nissel. Nissel bring it out to the 35. Get away from a lot of traffic. Head over to his right side. He's beyond the 50. He's going to be tackled about the 45 in Johnsonburg in Shamrock territory.
And actually, he dropped the kickoff and was able to pick it up and recover with it. And came back pretty well.
Yeah, they're going to start on the 45. I like the green and white of the Falcons. I'm partial to green. I already am. It's a sharp uniform. They look like Michigan State, if you want to throw it out there. So
it's a little bit tough because they look like the Shamrocks. You know, we got the Shamrocks on the other side that are wearing blue and gold.
Right. Good point.
I think we ran into that last year in the championship.
Handoff right up the gut. Going to pick up about 5. It's going to be Gwizdala. Ryan Storrs to make the tackle for the Shamrocks, bringing up 2nd and 5. 9:20 to go here in the first quarter.
And the most amazing thing is we can read that scoreboard this time.
You're going to hear the time so much today that you're going to get tired of me. 2 to backfield, quarterback under center. Cameron Haynes is the quarterback. Another run right up the gut. It's going to be for a first down. That's going to move the chains.
Just under 9 minutes to play here, and I'm going to say that because I can see that. I also see, you know, we didn't mention it on top of that scoreboard, Domtar. Domtar is help sponsor and pay for that new scoreboard over there.
3 in the backfield now, quarterback under center. Handoff is going to go to Gwizdala once more. He's going to be wrapped up, though, in the backfield. First one there. It's Caden Dennis. About 2nd and 12 now to go. Another huge game happening in Pennsylvania this weekend, just saying at 3:30, Penn State Pitt.
Oh, I didn't realize that was this weekend.
That's huge, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Pitt, but I'll tell you, I don't know if they have a chance.
That matchup.
I don't know if they have a chance.
I just love that matchup when you're talking about 2 Pennsylvania teams. You know, whether it's Penguins and the Flyers or the Steelers and the Eagles, I just love when the 2 Pennsylvania teams match up.
Pirates and Phillies. How could you forget baseball, Jeff? Come on.
Well, the Pirates have been pretty forgettable lately. That's easy to forget.
That's 2 of the Phillies. Another run picks up 3rd and 6 now. 3 in the backfield once more. Hayes under center. And it's going to get maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Falcons.
The Shamrocks have slowed their advancement, the Falcons' advancement just a little bit there. The first couple plays, they run right over them. But
they've racked off some yards now.
Now, the last game you and I played Punxsutawney, they never really got a good start against the Shamrocks.
They didn't, and it was played between the 30s. It was just a couple big plays, and handoff once more. That's going to be
close.
Close to a first down. See where they mark it.
Number 31 carries up the middle, Henry.
Yep, they gave it to him first down. Henry, number 31 for the Falcons, will pick it up.
And our coach friend up here he's telling him that's the first down.
He's telling us. He's telling us to shut up already.
And he's filming this game so that, they go back and can watch game films.
Handoff, that's going to be to number 8, France. France is going to pick up about 5.
Number 8 on Gary Cross. He wrapped up at number 88, Ty Lewis.
Tackle's going to be made by Ty Lewis.
6 1/4 left in this the first quarter.
Falcons love 3 in the backfield, as that's been pretty much the whole scheme. Handoff once more to Gwizdala. Gwizdala, nice little stutter step to pick up a few yards. It's going to be a first down, and it's going to be about at the 11, so they'll be able to pick up a first down before they score. Noah Cherry will get the tackle for the Shamrocks, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Rams.
You know, and I'm looking over there, Mark. I see the little man that is carrying the chains over there, and what do you think? He can't be more than about 6 years old, and he looks like a PennDOT worker in that yellow and black over there, but he's probably holding that chain up to make sure that they
yeah, he's got the line of scrimmage. No, he is part of the chain. I thought he had the line
holding the chain, and yeah. And
good for him.
Yeah, that's something to see. And folks, we'll talk about this Central Hose, Field, Street, and Feed and Boots, Keene up there. A great place to go. Elk County Foods, Jet Meadows, AccuGrind, all sponsoring our broadcast today on the River 98.9. So you make sure that if you see any of those folks that are part of those organizations, please tell them that you heard it on the River 98.9.
First and 10, 6:03 to left here in the first. Only 2 in the backfield, and it's going to go to Gwizdala. Gwizdala busts through, and that's going to be a touchdown. 11-yard touchdown for the Falcons. Put them up 6-0 here at the 5:57 mark in the first quarter.
Which is something different the Shamrocks aren't too used to being scored against.
No, not in the last 3 games. They haven't given up anything.
This team actually scored against them, which is something pretty impressive. But we said that right off the bat, this is a good team that was in the championship last year, and both these teams saw each other before.
Lining up for the extra point, number 35, Lester. Set for the kick. Snap good, hold good. Kick is up and good. 7-0 your score. 8-0 your score. Yeah, 8-0.
Now, how do they do that it's 8, Mark?
It's easier to run it in, for the little guys because it's spotted on the NFL high school rule stuck in my head. Remembering we have to shift back to so.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'd have a hard time, even though those uprights are mighty big, getting it through there. So I give them credit for it. But of course, we're lining up. They're going up the field. They're getting in position so they can kick this off to the Shamrocks now. So the Shamrocks will get the ball for the first time.
And back deep for the Shamrocks will be Luke Zimmerman. Luke Zimmerman, pretty much 2 weeks ago, our offensive, player of the game. He was all over the field defensively as well.
Sure is fun to watch these young gentlemen.
Kicking off is Nissel. Nice boot.
Nice catch.
Will be picked up by Noah Cherry. Noah Cherry will run over to the left side. He's up to about the 40, and it's going to be stopped about the 41 of the Shamrocks.
That's a name that we heard quite a bit during the last game, too, that we broadcast.
Yeah, Noah, fine defensive cornerback for the Shamrocks, shutting the Chucks down a lot.
We'll see what they can do here. Just about the 40-yard line, 1st and 10, with 5:40 left to go in the first quarter. Looks like we got a timeout.
Timeout on the field.
But, folks, we also, this is so much more than just these young gentlemen on the field, too. We've got the cheerleaders for both sides, both for the Falcons and for the Shamrocks, and quite a few cheerleaders. I think they must have just about the whole class out there.
Yep.
Just about every 11, 12-year-old girl in Johnsonburg must be on the field for the Shamrocks, and that's good to see.
It's right.
Good to see. It is that participation. And of course, with those young, those young girls and young boys out here, and the coaches, you got to remember that they all have, their parents are here supporting them.
Oh, you can tell the parents are here. They got the blue and gold shirts on with their names on the back.
Names on, you bet. And we've got a pretty good following here for
the Falcons.
For the Falcons too, which is awesome. And they got their green shirts on.
I really do like that green. I really do.
I think I'm going to go home and paint my new room that I'm remodeling that color. My wife would love me.
Really?
It's better than some of the other colors.
Bill hands it off right up the middle to Dennis. Dennis, you're going to pick up about 4.
If my wife is listening, we can say, hey, honey, I found the color for our new back room. I'm going to Sherwin-Williams on the way home.
Wow, a little pop for Sherwin-Williams, too, huh? How about that?
They are another one of our great clients on the River 98.9.
They only gave them 3, so 2nd and 7, just about the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Handoff once again. Going to go to Dennis. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Lester will make the tackle for the Falcons.
Just shy of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, a long half yard, I would say. Three in the backfield, Dilly under center. Handoff's going to go to Dennis. Dennis picks up a first down, and then he's going to be met by a host of Falcons after he gets about 3. Leading the way is going to be Franz and Nissel.
First and 10 Shamrocks. Just inside Falcons territory, 48 yards.
4:22 left here in the first. 8-0 your score. Falcons on top. First possession for the Shamrocks, though, and they're moving the ball very well. Hand off to Dennis once more, and going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
I was going to say, you took the words out of my mouth. That's about it. He got met by a crowd.
Austin Henry, first one on the spot, though. So keep it 2nd and 10.
Coach yelling out some orders for that huddle.
Huddle breaks a little bit slow getting back to the line of scrimmage this time around. Back in the shotgun, could have had somebody, I believe that was Cherry, leaning a little bit, but they won't call it. Nonetheless, the Falcons will meet him in the backfield and bring up 3rd and long. James Becker. And James Becker will get the tackle. Just about the 3-minute mark, 8-0 your score. Falcons on top, 3rd and 11. Dilly shotgun, bobbles it, and he's just going to have to fall on it. Saw a couple issues 2 weeks ago, Jeff, when we were here with that same shotgun.
Where they threw the ball over Dilly's head a couple of times. Yeah, we almost had wondered if it was done by design a couple times that it went so far over his head. It was really a strange set of maneuvers there.
Yeah, but Dennis was behind him to scoop it up and take off
and use it. Yeah, go into the broken play. That's why I said it. We almost had talked about it. Was it done by design?
Not this time, though. 4th and 17, 2:20 to go here in the first. 8-0 your score. And now we have one of the Falcons' younger JV players holding.
I was just wondering. We got 2 guys holding up that flag.
Big pass, complete Dilly to Zimmerman. Is he going to remain inbounds? And he doesn't. He's about 2 yards short before tackled out of bounds.
Complete.
With 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Johnsonburg might see where they mark it.
Say shot just a few yards short, it's going to be turnover on downs. Felton's going to take over first and 10.
Boy, he was pretty close.
He was really close
on that one. But the thing is they got it back a little bit out of that hole that they were in.
Yeah.
It was 4th and 17, and they pretty much, I would say they went probably 16 yards on that. So
yeah, so it was more like a punt. You know, I mean, they could have got a couple more yards off of a punt, but still, nonetheless, they at least got them back into Falcons territory. Now they need the defense to come up. Handoff to Guzdala. Guzdala eating about 15 yards before being touched.
We're right back to where we were before the last play.
Wow,
we got an exchange coming in here.
Colton Guzdala, 125. They have him listed as a tight end linebacker for the Falcons. He's running the ball like Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Oh, and he trips.
That's Schaefer Doan with the handoff heading over to the left. Going to be wrapped up, though, by Zimmerman picking up
during tackle there.
Yeah, the shoe actually came off, too, Jeff.
Yeah, he got an equipment malfunction, minus the shoe.
Schaefer Doan will pick up 9.5, more or less, because they're right on top of the chain on the other side, but 2nd and 1. And I believe we're going to have a measurement. We are.
And here comes our young man there in green out with that chain. You won't miss him on the field.
No.
It's a good thing I'm not painting my back room color.
Your wife,
fluorescent green.
Your wife definitely wouldn't like that one.
And you would definitely know it when you walked in, that's for sure. You know, and of course, today, before this game, I was down at the St. Mary's Sportsman's Youth Field Day, and folks, you know, when you talk about young people, 150 youngsters down there with a ton of volunteers. I helped out the NWTF, the National Wild Turkey Federation, teaching several students about turkey hunting and safety, all kinds of stations. And, you know, our hats off to what a fantastic organization to be able to pull that off. And tomorrow, of course, is one of their big field days. But they had a lot of great events down there, Mark. Hunting, fishing, shooting, you name it. There was even, I think, a hike of some kind in there. A lot of great people involved in it. My hat's off to those folks.
After the measurement, they missed it by like 2 chain lengths, like little chain lengths. So handoff once again, and I don't know if he's going to get it.
Might have made it on the second attempt there.
That was Franz with the carry, and they gave it to him. So first down. Yeah, first go around, he was going to be wrapped up in the backfield, but.
That second attempt, and that Franz has got some pretty bright shoes on, so you can see right where he's running too.
Under a minute to go here in the first. 8-0 your score. 11-yard touchdown run by Guzdala puts the Falcons up early. Handoff once again. There's going to be a flag. Yep. Handoff was to Henry. But yeah, that's coming back, though. Caden Haynes will get the tackle, and there's going to be holding on the Falcons, so that'll bring them back.
They're marching it off. And, you know, in another folks to recognize out here is the fact that we have the referees, you know, the line judges, the whole bit. To make this league go, folks, there's a lot of people involved. Of course, our sponsors, which we'll get to. But, you know, you got a lot of people involved, the parents, the players, the cheerleaders, the coaches. A lot of good folks make this happen.
Ball is going to be marked at the 44, so it'll be 1st and 20. Handoff to Guzdala. Guzdala wrapped up in a backfield, but he'll get about a yard with his momentum. It's going to be number 77, Ryan Sork, with the tackle.
Short game.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So 8-0 your score. Falcons on top. Send it over to Jeff to thank all our wonderful sponsors.
Okay, well, AccuGrind wants to wish all the players in today's game good luck. AccuGrind, proud community member, and wishes the best of luck in today's game. Have fun and be safe. And again, they're one of the sponsors up on that new scoreboard to make this a lot easier for us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, AccuGrind. Also on that scoreboard, St. Mary's Tool and Die and Domtar, which we're in the shadow of Domtar here. Another proud sponsor, Jet Metals, all local sports. Jet Metals wants to wish Shamrocks and the coaches best luck in today's game. Thank you, Jet Metals. Elk County Foods, whether you're heading to the Shamrock game today or just heading out to check out the daily special, good luck to our Shamrock team in today's game. Best luck for players, coaches. Have fun. From Elk County Foods. Kane Feed and Boots, proud sponsor of today's Shamrock game. Be sure to stop in Kane Feed and Boots for all your hunting and clothing supplies. Be sure to come in and check out our supply of hunting boots as well as Kane Feed and Boots, 18 Field Street in Kane. How about the Central Hose Hall in Johnsonburg wants to wish Shamrocks best of luck in today's matchup. Central Hose takes pride in the home community. Good luck, Shamrocks. And you know what? Thank you, sponsors.
Start of the second quarter, handoff to Guizdala. Guizdala running to his right and cutting it back up the middle is going to pick up about 10, get him to about the 34, 35-yard line in a Shamrock territory. Still going to be third and quite a distance.
Well, they got on their scoreboard as 3rd and 9. We'll see what they do.
That 3rd and 9 is nowhere near close. 3rd and about 12, 13 maybe. And
there
we have a
friend. They put it up 3rd and 13. We got this.
Well, not welcome.
We got a B that's in the booth with us. So much for that. We sorry, but that was the play, but we did not get stung.
That was not going to attack me.
If you got into that Mountain Dew you're drinking, who knows what it would have done.
He'll pick up about 1. He'll bring up 4th and 12. Sorry. These are not my friends. No EpiPen with me or anything today.
He won't do that again anytime soon.
But no, he's definitely dead on the ground. 8:40 to go here in the first half. 8-0 your score. Back to pass. It wide open, and it's going to be out of reach.
And we got a flag on the play, too,
of Lester.
We'll see. I would imagine that see who this was against.
It's holding against the Falcons, and I bet you the Shamrocks decline this.
I would think that they wouldn't take the ball back. Talking to the players.
Yep, they'll decline it, so it'll be a loss of downs, turnover.
They're bringing their fresh football. We hope that they're inflated all the way, that we're not in that position yet here in for midget football.
How about that Patriot game the other night?
I loved it.
I bet you 3/4 of people in Elk County, Steeler fan, Raider fan, whatever fan you are, they love seeing the Patriots get swept in the mouth.
My 2 favorite teams, the Steelers and who's ever playing the Patriots.
Exactly. In the shotgun as they're starting on the 35-yard line, handoff, and fake me. Pass is going to go to Zimmerman. Nope, that is Noah Cherry.
Of course, that Cherry name is so popular here in Johnsonburg, and I know so many of the Cherries. What a fantastic family. Hats off to my good friend Ray. I don't know how he's related. I'm sure he's related somehow. Great guy, Scott Cherry, a fellow member of my Toastmasters group, another great guy. I'm sure they're all related somehow.
Play was a little fake handoff to Dennis, and then Noah ends up over on the flats to pick up 8 yards, bring up 2nd and 2. This is going to be handoff to Dennis, and he's going to plow right in the middle. Get back to the line of scrimmage, possibly a half a yard. Going to be met by the whole defensive line, though, of the Falcons. It's going to be a long one. Ball in 44, 7:27 left here in the first half. Still 8-0 your score. Falcons on top. Johnsonburg looking to get in the score. Under center. Handoff's going to be...
I don't know if he made that.
No, he's going to be close.
It's close.
First down.
Yep, they're going to give it to him. That's going to be Jackson with the carry.
You know, and as we had watched when the Shamrocks played against the Chucks the last time we broadcast, you know, one thing about this Shamrock team is an explosive team where, you know, they can, you know, they'll drive, and all of a sudden somebody will get away and run down the field and go the rest of the way down there.
Yeah. That was Dennis most of the time last game. Dennis just a little poke, and bam. Dilly's going to be wrapped up way back, looking for a little bootleg to his right-hand side, and he's going to lose a gaggle of yards, bringing it all the way back from the 45 to the 30.
And I was totally faked out. I was watching these players up here. I totally missed him getting knocked back there.
Yeah, great defense there by the Falcons just to stick with Dilly.
Now we gained about 2.5 first downs to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 2nd and 23 at the 6-minute mark. Heading to the line. Eric Hoffman, the center. Under center is Dilly. 2 in the backfield. And Dilly looking to pass, but no way. Johnny on the spot is Garrett Franz to wrap him up once again.
Dilly didn't look too happy. He was putting his arms up looking at the referee going, what do they have to do?
Shamrock's going to be 3rd and 28 for first down.
Who's that number 60 on your sheet there for the Falcons? He's a big boy. Looks like must be the center.
Jacob Fye.
What's the size of that young man?
Big. 180.
Oh, my. He's just a little bit lighter than me.
He's a big kid, but he moves. He moves better than you, though, Jeff.
You bet he does.
Billy in the shotgun, and he's going to be back to pass. Looking to make up some of this yards, and it's caught by Zimmerman. Zimmerman can break free. I mean, he's got a ways to go, but he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So 4th and 10, so you made up 18 yards right there. You go for it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he just about broke loose, and that would have been quite a play if he would have. That was very close, the fact that he was...
It's going to be 4th and 10, and the Shamrock head coaches are going to call a timeout, see if we have a little trickeration play set up at the 4:27 mark. 8-0 your score, Falcons on top.
That was a pretty awesome play there. You know, of course, this is brought to you by Central Hose, which you can see right off to our left here. Kane, Feed, and Field Street and Boots up in Kane. Elk County Foods, both downtown Ridgeway, and of course over here just up the road here from this field. Thanks to Elk County Foods for all they do. Jet Meadows, proud sponsor, local sports, and AccuGrind, another proud sponsor. We just appreciate it so much, all the sponsors, and our gal Paula there going out and arranging those sponsors and helping us and making sure to do the negotiations so we can get up on this, get up in this booth and bring these games to you on the River 98.9. And Mark, you know, this is fun to watch. This is a good game.
It's a great game so far. It really is. Little toss is going to go to Dennis. Dennis runs to his left. If he can get past and break this line, he has a chance.
Out of bounds.
He's going to be out of bounds. He's not going to pick up the first down. He's about 1.5 yards short.
But just like the last play, if he just about broke loose and there was like one guy between him and that goal line.
Yeah, for sure it was. But that one guy just beat him over, you know, just so he had to go out of bounds, enough.
Right into the Shamrock's sideline. The coaches could have tackled him.
That was the word I couldn't think of, sideline. What's going on in there today? So the Falcons will start over. 1st and 10, ball on the 46. And Johnsonburg holding them, but they need to get to pay dirt as well. Handoff's going to go right up the middle to Austin Henry. Henry pick up a few. Jackson will get credit for the tackle for the Shamrocks.
You know, you want to look at this, when you look at this Reynoldsville-Sykesville varsity team, we got one 180 pounds, another one 175, 180, 175, 165. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
They are definitely bigger than the Shamrocks. Ball on the ground, and he's just going to end up with it. Gwizdala and Hayes, a little bit of a malfunction on the handoff.
And I was looking at the ages of the players, and I was thinking, well, maybe they got some 13-year-olds. The two 13-year-olds, one is 94 pounds and one is 110 pounds, so they're not the big boys. It's the 12-year-olds that are the big boys. Yeah. Definitely, they've got a definite size advantage.
3-minute mark here in Johnsonburg. 8-0 your score. Falcons on top. Handoff. Going to go to Franz. Franz picks up the first down and more.
Goes out of bounds.
Yep.
Number 8 here,
He's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Knocked down by Eric Hoffman.
By Eric Hoffman. Okay. I couldn't read that number that far away.
1st and 10 Falcons.
1st and 10 from the 35 of the Shamrocks. So the Falcons making their way into Shamrock's territory once more. Looking to pick up another score before halftime. Handoff to number 31, that's Henry. Henry will eat up a few yards before being tackled.
Number 31, Henry on carry. He wrapped up by Eric Hoffman.
Hoffman will get credit for the tackle once more for the Shamrocks.
Pick up 2 on the play. It brings up 2nd and 8.
2, call it 3, so 2nd and about 7-8.
What a beautiful day for football, though. This is...
You know, it's not extremely hot. It's not really cold. It's sweatshirt, shorts weather still, so
got it.
That's the perfect weather for me. Handoff once more. Heading over to the right, a host of Shamrock's going to be there to wrap them up after he picks up about 3.
And he wrapped up by number 65, Keith Haynes.
Going to give the credit to Haynes.
Bring up 3rd down and...
3rd and about 5. This is a big stop right now for the Shamrocks. You go down 2 to the Falcons, the way they're moving the ball,
you're going to have a tough time.
It's going to be a tough time coming back already. Ball on the ground, but it's going to be picked up by Hayes. So it'll bring up it'll be up a 4th down, about 4th and 6 now.
4th down.
You know, even though, of course, you don't want to see him go down. You don't want him to go down by 2 scores, but at the same time, this Shamrock is an explosive team.
They are. You're right.
We've had a couple of plays already that could have gone either way, where there was a shoestring type tackle, or they one guy between them and running the whole way. So I think that's something to remember. That's the trademark of this Shamrock team, is they can get those big plays.
Quick timeout. I saw some of the Falcons coming back. They called the timeout on the field. Some of them started to head back to the ball, but Coach called them back and said, hey, we're going to use up all this timeout just to ease it as a breather, you know?
Yeah, and you said about we talked about the weather. We got one referee out there in shorts and 2 other ones in the 3 in the pants. I guess one is warm-blooded.
That's Marvin Morris. Marvin and I, Marvin graduated in 95 from Johnsonburg. I graduated in 95 from Ridgeway. Yeah, we're both of the same mentality.
He's used to this.
Yeah,
he's used to this weather.
This is a nice day for us here in El County. 4th and 6 under center. Flip's going to go to the right-hand side. He's going to pick up I thought he was going to break the corner just enough, Franz, to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be rather close.
Looks like we're going to have to get our chains done, or maybe
nope, that was fourth down. So
it was fourth down.
Yep.
I guess I got to look at that nice, bright, pretty scoreboard over there.
Turnover on down. So Johnsonburg will get the ball back with 1:18 left here in the first half.
But deep.
I would, yeah.
Territory.
Deep in their territory. Ball on the 25. See if Dilly and the host of running backs, Dennis, Zimmerman, and the rest of the Shamrocks can put something on the scoreboard going into halftime.
We got 1:18 left before the halftime here.
2 wideouts, 1 left, 1 right. Few in the backfield. And a little flip is, wow, that was read perfectly by Austin Henry.
He almost caught the ball himself.
Yeah, that would have been a pick 6.
Yeah, he almost caught the handoff. Henry did, and if he would have certainly gone in. That's how close it was.
He just lowered his head and put Dennis down. So that'll bring up 2nd and 20. Clock just ticking away. Same formation. Snap is going to be handoff to Zimmerman. Zimmerman will pick up a few before being brought down by number 28. That's Quizdala.
Zimmerman, and they're not able to break loose like they did last time.
Nope.
But I think in the second half, if you see some adjustments, you may see them. You may see if they get around. They're a fast team.
Timeout called. So with 31 seconds left, we'll send it to Jeff for.
We got to remember all of our sponsors, folks. We got the Central Hose Company. How about Cane Feed and Boots? Proud sponsor of today's Shamrock game. Stop at Cane Feed and Boots for our hunting and clothing supplies. Be sure to come and check out our supply of hunting boots. Hunting season's right around the corner, folks. Go up to Cane Feed and Boots, 18 Field Street, Keene. And, of course, if you need pork to make that sausage, if you get lucky enough to get one of those fuzzy little whitetails in archery season, you can go to Elk County Foods and probably pick up your pork to make that sausage.
I was just going to say, you know what's the favorite part of hunting season for me? The eating of the sausage.
You bet.
Snap to Dilly. The little flip is going to be high, but Dennis corrals it. He'll pull it down, head over to the sideline, looking to stay alive, and there's a flag thrown.
I don't know if it was a late hit or...
Tackle's going to be made by Spence.
19 seconds left in the half.
It'll be 4th down in about 13. But we're going to rack off the face mask against the defense. Still not enough for the first down. Yeah, it is. Wow. Spot foul. So it must have been farther up than I thought. So nonetheless, 1st and 10 from about the 40, we'll say, with 19 seconds left.
I think the only way I'd get some of these guys down is if I was able to grab a hold of that face mask.
They're quick.
They're quick. Yes, they are. And we got to remember, and I've said it 100 times, there are 11 and 12-year-olds, folks, and a couple of 13-year-olds out there on the other team.
Clock running, so this should be last play. And handoff's going to go to Zimmerman.
One guy, if he can break that corner, he's got a couple people upfield.
35, and he's going to be driven out of bounds, not before picking up a host of yards. Austin Henry there, touchdown-saving tackle at about the 25. But you saw that play, so that's something Johnsonburg, the Shamrocks can build off of heading into the second half.
But we've been talking about it, and the Shamrocks are such a fast team. If they can get around those ends, they will keep this game close. But they're obviously they are really challenged as far as the size of these players that they're playing against is definitely, it's a bit of a mismatch. I'm seeing number, I want to say, He's a 66 out there, 175 pounds, Logan Ellenberger. I mean, wow. That's a big boy. They're as big as their coaches, that's for sure.
Yes.
Let's go over this list real quick of sponsors so that you know who's helping us to bring this game on the River 98.9. How about AccuGrind wants to wish all the players in today's game good luck. AccuGrind, a proud community sponsor, and wishes the best of luck in today's game. Have fun and be safe. How about Jet Meadows? Jet Meadows, proud sponsor of local sports. Jet Meadows wants to wish the Shamrock and the coaches the best of luck in today's game. Elk County Foods, whether you're heading out to the Shamrock game today or just heading out, be sure to check out the daily specials. And, boy, some of the specials, Mark, they have at that place are really good.
I know the wife brings them home all the time. I know.
They're awesome. And you and I talked about it. We both love to eat. So go to Elk County Foods, which they have locations in both Ridgeway and Johnsonburg. Best of luck to the players and coaches from Elk County Foods. And if you need a new pair of hunting boots, Kane Feed and Boots, 18 Field Street in Kane. Hunting and clothing supplies, folks. Hunting season right around the corner. Such an important part of our community. As I said earlier, Mark, I was down at the field day for St. Mary's Sportsmen, where they were teaching 150 kids.
That's awesome.
And it is. It really is to see that and see the participation of both the parents and the kids down there. Something fantastic. So you know what? If those youngsters need a new pair of boots, they can check out Keen Feed and Boots up there. Central Hose, right in the shadow to our left. They wish the Shamrocks best luck today's matchup. Central Hose, they take pride and they do so much for the community. We love it. It's so awesome to be over here in Johnsonburg and see this kind of pride. After the last game we broadcasted, we talked about it with our boss, John Selder, over there, and wow, the turnout they have for these games. There's so much to do on a Saturday afternoon, and these parents and players and cheerleaders and families, they're out here supporting these young men on the field.
Right, and the Falcons cheerleaders are out there right now on the field doing their halftime routine, and spot on. They're looking good out there. So, and that's a lot of dedication, as we said. Maybe mom and dad don't have a football player, but they have a cheerleader out there, and that's just running them around just as much as the football players.
That's right. I just saw one of the referees just threw a flag at one of the cheerleaders. I think I don't know if it's a relative or whatever.
It's his daughter.
Is this his daughter?
Yeah.
She just kind of looking at it like, Dad, what are you doing? Yeah.
Of course, that's Marvin Morris again. I will throw him under the bus as much as I can.
Well, we're glad, though, that Marvin is out here to support these kids and try to teach them the good sportsmanship and stuff like that. Of course, next week, folks, we will not have a Shamrock game, but we have a full plate in the city of St. Mary's and actually all throughout Elk County. We've got live remotes as planned right now, and all good things are subject to change. We have live remotes from Tractor Supply starting at 8 o'clock next Saturday morning, 8 to 10, and it won't be long after that. We will be on the parade route, ESPN-type broadcast with live in-the-field interviews and everything going on. We've talked to Ray Beimel, who's going to help us narrate that parade and talk about some of the history of the events. Congratulations to St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, 175 years. And, folks, Mark, I'll tell you what, I am just so proud of my hometown because, wow, everybody is over 100 units in the parade next week.
It's going to be long. We don't want to actually steal some of your thunder because it'll actually start Friday night as I'm at Dutch Country Stadium with Dan Connors coming to Dutch Country Stadium.
Yeah.
That's, we might have to scrap some of the halftime, stats and everything and see if he can come on the air for a little bit just to chat with them.
We're trying to arrange the interviews with him, folks, and I'll tell you what, there's somebody, he's coming back. We're on an NFL all-star.
Yeah.
We got to remember that this isn't just a guy that got a couple plays.
No.
This was a guy.
Our friend's back.
Hey, our friend's back from last week. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Viola is back. She visited us last week, too, up here in the booth. But we were talking, Friday night starts off with Dan Connors, and, of course, the festival all weekend over in St. Mary's.
Yeah.
It is going to be a fun-packed weekend on the river and as well as St. Mary's. Make some plans, folks, because You know, the only excuse you might have for missing what's going on in St. Mary's is if you're a Shamrock family member and I think
you're out of town.
You're out of town. That might be the only reason. But it is going to be the place to be. And, of course, I'm going to actually, in the evening, going to be emceeing the Blast from the Past Impersonators Dinner for the...
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Team. I'm so excited about doing that for the third year. Last year, we packed almost 300 people into the Royal. I don't know if they're still if they still have tickets left or not.
I don't think so. I was talking to Mr. Big, Eddie Lobel. We call him Mr. Big. I don't know if you know why we call him Mr. Big, but nonetheless, I was talking to him the other day, and I think they might be out. I really do.
I'll tell you what, it's just last year they did at the end, all the impersonators did God Bless America, and I'll tell you what, there wasn't anybody sitting down.
Wow.
It was just fabulous. All the impersonators singing it together. It was absolutely fabulous, and I just have such a ball. And the money is going
right.
You know, if you're familiar with Relay for Life, people say, well, where's the money going? Well, it actually goes for the kid that needs the teddy bear,
right.
the people that need travel expenses. All those things that insurance just happens not to cover.
Right.
You know?
The kid that needs a teddy bear is the one that should touch everybody's heart.
Yeah.
That's number one. In my book, anything for the kids, let's do it. I don't care what we have to do. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. And it's such, you know, all the Relay for Life teams, they help supply the entertainment. We support them, and our money is going to just being used for such a tremendous cause. I think Bubba Bradley, I think I saw him. He's going to be in the area again doing some comedy, and he's been around before, and that's awesome. You know, a lot of things going on, and of course there's events like I said at Tractor Supply. There's at Burke's Home Center, one of our very big sponsors. They do the police tips on our sweetie. What's up? Viola wants to talk to me. What's up, Viola?
I'll run over the score real quick. Only one score thus far in the game. It was an 11-yard touchdown run by Colton Guazdala at the 5:57 mark in the first quarter. Point after was good by Leicester, putting your score 8-0. In the game, it's not been played between the 30s this time. It's been a lot. The Shamrocks have been starting with some rough field territory.
But they've held them.
And they've pushed them down, and, you know, they shot them back. So, the last drive that we saw, 3 good plays. The big pass to Zimmerman, the run by Dennis, and then who made the last run? It was Dennis again, cutting around the corner, you know. So the speed is there, and maybe we see some of these big 180, 175-pounders now here in the second half get a little bit tired. So,
yeah, they're definitely outmatched as far as size. When we're talking age 12, 180 pounds. Let's see here, age 12, 175 pounds.
Right.
Age 12, 180 pounds. Age 11, 175 pounds. I didn't weigh 175 pounds till I was in college.
I won't touch that because I have been.
I mean, but folks, you got to remember that the Shamrocks have the opportunity to come back because they are a very fast team. We're getting some pictures of the cheerleaders out there because this is the senior day, for our varsity Shamrocks cheerleaders and players.
If you're just joining us, it was homecoming here last night in Johnsonburg. Dora Nelson was named the homecoming queen for this year, so the Shamrocks did their little version of it, and it ended up being Raylan Kreutzer as the Shamrock princess, and then they had the seniors come out and everything, so Raylan's actually in the middle getting picture taken with the rest of her squad. So congratulations there.
And we were a little bit late going on the air because we were kind of waiting for that ceremony to get under. So we apologize for the folks. I made the choice of whether we were going to broadcast that or not, and we just kind of wanted to enjoy that ourselves.
We did. Sometimes it's rough if we don't get, like, we know it's homecoming, you know, in a couple weeks in St. Mary's. So I'll get a list of what's going on, and I'll be able to read everything that the PAs are reading. We didn't know, actually, that was going to happen today. So we didn't ask for any of the extra, the glitz and the glamour. So, again, we apologize. Could we have copied it real quick? It would have been real quick, and it would have been a mess, and then we don't want to bring you a mess on the river. We'd rather bring you
Good quality stuff. That's right. And the River Quality Station, and, our hats off to Mr. John Selder, our boss over the chief cook and bottle washer. John, we know you're listening. We appreciate everything you do for us and support us, and couldn't find a better guy to work for it. That means I'll still have my job come Monday afternoon.
You are so...
I'm sucking up.
Your nose has something brown on it right now.
Yes, it does. He does do a great job. And you know what? He's one of those guys that does a lot. He does. And, of course, we wouldn't be able to do this broadcast on the river without the Central Hose Hall in Johnsonburg or Keene Field and Boots proud sponsor today's Shamrock game. Elk County Foods, Steve Cleveland over there, got locations in both Ridgeway and Johnsonburg. Tremendous community sponsor. Jet Meadows, these are folks that they just want to help out. They just want to see these kids succeed, and they want them to get the recognition they so richly deserve. AccuGrind, there's another tremendous. They sponsor the scoreboard across from us, and that's great stuff, folks. That's great stuff. And we're about ready for a kickoff here, so I'm going to turn this over to Mark, and he can tell you what's going on the field.
Cherry and Zimmerman back deep for the Shamrocks. Kick by Nissel's going to head over. He's going to get past Cherry. Noah's going to pick it up about the 21, and they're going to say he was down anyway. So Noah went down a little bit, like his knee might have touched, so Marvin called him down. So that's where Shamrocks are going to start.
Deep in their territory again.
21-yard line again. Took a second off the clock.
We hear the cheerleaders, the Falcons cheerleaders.
They're in the squad. They're in the stands, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
Yeah, they are. That might be why all of a sudden we could hear them. They're right up in there and cheering away.
Tossing shirts out.
Just like the big boys.
Once again, we get nothing.
Well, we got glass in front of us. If they throw it through the glass, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Dilly under center, 2 in the backfield. Handoff is going to go to, I believe that's Jackson. Jackson will pick up a few. We're being brought down. Schaefer Doan, give him the credit with the tackle. And Anderson.
And, Mark, you were telling me before the broadcast you have an opportunity that might be coming your way. You might get a chance to do some professional broadcasting, huh?
I might. That would be awesome.
I can when you're announcer for the Pirates, I can say I knew that guy when he was just a little fella.
I was never little, Jeff. I was
well, little person.
Little person. Okay. Yeah, there's an opportunity coming up. Hopefully, I don't want to say where it's at or anything. I don't want to jinx it. But
I'm hoping for you. But I don't want to lose you as our Shamrock partner either. Here,
it won't be this year. It will definitely be after.
Well, we'll see what happens. But it's cool. It's cool that you have that chance.
I hope. Second down play was a run and got tackled in the backfield. It'll bring up 3rd and 13 now for the Shamrocks. About their 18-yard line. Shotgun 3 in the backfield. 1 wide to Dilly's right. There's going to be an offsides call, so it's going to be against the Falcons. So it'll be 5 yards, so that's going to help the Shamrocks out. Bring up to about 3rd and 8, now manageable with 8:36 left on the clock. 8-0 your score, Falcons on top. Only score was in the first quarter by Gwizdala. Long huddle for the Shamrocks that time as they finally break. Changes the play a little bit. Wideouts on both sides, one in the backfield. Snap. Dilly's back to pass. He's losing a lot of yards. You got to get rid of the ball, and he tosses it up. That's going to be intercepted.
Nope, he dropped it.
In and out of the hands of Cameron Hayes. Gwizdala there too, but it looks like Hayes had his hands on it. Bring up a 4th and 8, and we have a Shamrock down.
And, you know, I noticed over there now we have adults holding the line, the chains. The young folks that were holding the chains for us are now playing football on the other side of the fence over there.
Hey, they can only do it for so long, you know.
Yeah, they put our hats off to them. They did a good job in the first half, but we have the adults who look just totally bored standing there holding those line markers.
And they're like, "Hey, are you going to go to the central hose hall after here to get some food?"
Talking to the referee, going, "We're going to go have a cold beer or something." And of course, we're waiting in the Shamrock. One of the Shamrock players is down, being attended.
Yeah, I don't know the number.
And he's up, moving a little slow.
Oh, it's actually Dilly. Tristan Dilly. Once he released the ball.
Must have got pounded back there.
So you're going to see Colin Porter check into the game as quarterback now for the Shamrocks. Dilly holding his right arm, wrist area, you know.
He might have got smacked right as he threw that ball. But I think we'll probably see him again back here.
He's tough. Yeah, his dad will slap him around a little bit, and he'll get back into the game.
Yeah, he isn't going to be one that's going to go sit down on that bench back behind the players for very long, that's for sure.
So Porter now in the shotgun, and will actually punt. And the punt will roll to about the 45-yard line.
Not much of a kick, but he got a pretty good bounce out of it.
I actually didn't know if they were going to punt. That's actually something Johnsonburg Shamrocks usually do not do. It doesn't matter where they are in the field. They still like to go for it.
Well, they had the ball back. They had the ball back. It was pretty deep in their territory, so.
Yeah. So the Falcons will start ball in the 45, 1st and 10 now for the Falcons.
Just under 8 minutes to go, 8-0. And you know what? Again, this game is still very close. It's only one score out there, so.
Handoff up the middle is going to be met by a host of Shamrocks. Billy is back on the field already, just to let you know. He sat out that one play, and he's back on the defense. He's holding his, you know, forearm wrist area, but shaking it off, so he'll be fine.
Some tough young kids out there.
I'd be done. Get me on the couch. Let me watch the rest of the Cincinnati-Michigan game.
This is as close as I want to get to football.
Handoff heads over to the right. That's going to be a big game. Huge stiff arm by Schaefer Doan.
Just knocked him on his tail.
Yep. That is going to go for a 45-yard touchdown run by Schaefer Doan. Wow. The stiff arm that he did over on...
He just knocked him flat.
Yeah, and the Shamrock is actually still down. So 7:01, a 45-yard touchdown run.
And you know, you hate to see these young guys on the ground like that, but they're not like us, Mark. They get back up.
They do.
They get back up. If I fell down like that, it would take me a week to recover. As long as we're doing this, we'll go over our list of sponsors real quick. Central Hose, Kane Feed and Boots up in Kane, of course. Elk County Foods, Jet Metals, and Accu Grind, all proud sponsors. Bringing this to you on the river, 98.9. We're so proud to have those sponsors for us. And you know, this field, you know, you look at it. We've talked about it. The new scoreboard. Everything is just a beautiful day for football out here, folks. We're going to get back to the play here.
That down on the play was Alex Merritt. Merritt coming out holding his left hand as Brace Millard will now check into the game.
And Brace is one of those seniors that was honored before the game.
Getting ready to kick for the Falcons. Snap. Oh, it's going a little trickery, and that's not going to go anywhere. Johnsonburg pushing him all over the place. Marvin gets in the way, And number 8, Franz is he's
running.
back at the 32-yard line. Flag on the play. Still trying to make something of it and finally being brought down by Millard.
We got more laundry laying on the field than what I do in my basement, folks.
There's shoes on the field. There's flags on the field.
And if it was Mason Catalone here, he'd say, why is it a flag on the field and a hanky everywhere else? Well, we love you, Mason.
All in all, extra point, no good. So 14-0 your score. Falcons on top here in the third quarter with 7:01 to go. Marvin just looked at Franz. He was just running around. Marvin's like, I stood so far away from the play that I didn't want to get involved, but now the play is on top of me. And Marvin, Marvin not slim by
he was part of that play out there. He had everything on but the helmet, that's for sure.
He was blocking for Franz. He just didn't know it.
Franz was running around him like I used to run around the couch when my big brothers are picking on me.
It was a cartoon moment, folks. It really was. The cat chasing after Sylvester and Tweety Bird.
Yeah.
That dates us a little bit, but nonetheless.
We can't have those kind of cartoons. Those are violent.
Yeah. Oh. Don't get into that. So the Falcons are about ready to kick off. Back deep is Zimmerman and Cherry. Nice kick. It's going to go over to Noah. Cherry will pick it up. 30-yard
left and right, but not a lot of advancement here. We'll see where he goes. He's trying to get around the end.
Cuts it up, gets to about the 41 before being pushed out of bounds.
That is right into the Shamrock team.
He coaches. He did run about 50 yards east and west before cutting it up, though.
Yeah. Yeah, if he could have straightened that out, he'd be in great field position.
6:51 left here in the third quarter. 14-0 Falcons on top. Johnsonburg looking to get into Falcons territory. First time in the second half.
6:51 to go in the third quarter.
Shotgun formation, one wide right. Dilly back in his quarterback. Handoff's going to go to Zimmerman. Quick shot right up the middle. Gets close to about the 50-yard line. Call it an 8-yard run to bring up 2nd and 2. Schaefer Down will be credited with the tackle. That's a nice play. That's the speed that you like seeing, cruising past those big linemen that the Falcons have, getting into their secondary.
Yeah, if they can get around those big linemen, they got a shot at doing some scoring here. So far, they haven't been able to do that.
Handoff to Cherry. Noah's going to pick up the first down and maybe an extra yard before being tackled. Tackle is made by Nissel. And number 55, James Becker.
And, Noah is listed here at 79.8 pounds.
And they probably gave him 1.5 extra pounds because Noah is a little dude. He really is. But speed is his best friend. Handoff again. That's to Zimmerman. Left and right. Zimmerman, Noah, Cherry is what they're doing. Close to another first down.
And does it look like maybe some of these big boys are slowing down a hair?
And that's what I said right about halftime is, the speed will start to work on the bigger guys. To keep the defense out there as well longer. Handoff's going to go to Zimmerman. Zimmerman's going to push through.
Looks like he probably picked up that first down there.
Close to it. They're going to say maybe a ball length away. Not going to measure, though. So 3rd and really short. And they're going to call. They might bring out the chains. Nope. Marvin Morris says first down.
Shamrock, first and 10.
So 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 37-yard lines of the Falcons.
Marvin Morris steps back to try to stay away from the play. As we talked earlier, he got involved in the middle of one.
Two wide outs, one on each side, two in the backfield. Handoff is going to fake, and it's going to be a flip to Dennis. Dennis has that sideline speed, and he's going to be brought down from the back by number 28. That was Dalla.
Katie Dennis. Going to pick up 4 on play. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Shamrock.
Bring up 2nd and 6, 4:20 left here in the third quarter. 14-0 your score. Falcons on top, but the Shamrocks are moving the ball.
Yeah, moving it much better than they did in the first half. There's some adjustments here.
Handoff is going to be met in the backfield by Phi. Phi's the big guy.
You know, I just got to say this. He hit him so hard. You know, the blue and green came together and made yellow, you know? I just have to say it.
All right, well,
that's the one of the day, you know?
You had the Chucks one the last time, and now you... Okay. You were waiting to say that.
Yes, I was. I've been waiting for the right hit to say it, you know?
Third and 6. You lose me then, all of a sudden. Dilly back to pass, and he's not going anywhere. Schaefer Doan. Let me tell you, this kid, Andrew Schaefer Doan, 12-year-old, 116 linebacker, is just there, making his presence known.
Like he's not even touched.
Yeah, he's just plowing through that line, bringing up a 4th and 14.
This little silence falls over the crowd here to see what they can do.
Dilly
is going to pass.
Rolls, passes. It's going to be short. Yeah. Looking for Dennis, roughly at the line of scrimmage anyway. I don't know if he would have picked up the first down. Maybe go a bit farther. And Dilly's arm still, down a little bit, so I don't know if that was the right call. But nonetheless, 2:48 left to go here in the third. 14-0 your score. Falcons on top, and they will take over on their own 41-yard line.
Looking at the quality of these two teams, Bob, I would be very surprised if we broadcast the championship game, see where we're at, that we don't see these two teams again.
Maybe we should have been taking notes then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, oh well. Run on the play, get back probably to the line of scrimmage. Now, stuff like this I remember. The wife's going to ask me, did I do the laundry yesterday? And
you remember to bring home milk? No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I can tell you the batting average of, some bench player on the Tampa Bay Rays in 1997.
That's because you're like me. You're married with children.
Exactly.
Soon to be married with children.
It's close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
I got reminded that that's only 7 weeks away. I love you, honey, but Bridezilla's coming, so. Handoff to Schaefer Doan. Not going to go anywhere.
Oh, my hat's off. My lovely wife and I have been married for 27 years, and it's an awesome feeling.
27? Wow.
27.
So you planning something special for 30th? Going to, Cancun or someplace? I could see you down there.
Yeah, as long as they rebuild it before the next time we get there.
True.
We got to pray for the folks of Florida. Wow. Yeah. It's about those people, and there's another one right behind Irma, so pray for them, folks.
Long pass. Oh, wow. That Hayes looking for Guizdala and just overthrows the big guy. They bring up 4th and 10.
Being the opening week of football season, I didn't see if anybody was, what's going on with the football season with Tampa Bay or Miami.
Well, they actually were playing each other this week, and that game has now been moved to week 11. So Tampa and Miami will not be playing.
They won't play at all.
Which I don't understand. There's 16 other open stadiums.
Yeah.
Ship them to, and I'm not saying ship them to Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's open because they're in Cleveland. Ship them someplace to play. Pass to Guizdala, picked up first down. He is going to run to the house.
No way.
Yep. That is a 60-yard play to Guizdala, putting up your score 20-0.
And our coach friend from the Falcons is a happy man up here.
Nice play. Guizdala, you could just see the stride that he has. He's going to be somebody in the years to come as well, you know, making some news down in DuBois area or, you know.
And he's, you know what, if I'm looking at the right one, am I looking at that right, that he's 125 pounds?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's not one of these big boys. So he's got the speed, and you get the big boys to knock out that line in front of him.
Point after no good. So your score 20-0 here in Johnsonburg. 1:13 left to go here in the third. Shamrocks need to score now to climb back into this game, Jeff.
Yeah, they've got to score quickly, and you know. But again, we can see when, particularly, you're talking about this Shamrock team, how quickly things can change. I mean, we're not about Kansas City, New England here, but things do change rather quickly. Although we hope that the Shamrocks do come back. Sorry, Coach. Hey, we want to announce our sponsors one more time. Central Hose Company here in Johnsonburg, right in the shadow of this stadium. Kane Feed and Boots, proud sponsor of today's Shamrock game. Elk County Foods, if you're just heading out to the game. Or, you know what, you just can check out the daily specials, folks, because they got some great specials. Jet Metals, and, of course, AccuGrind. Support these people.
Big kick by Nissel, kick it over, and it's going to shoot past Cherry down to about the 10-yard line. Noah will pick it up. He needs blockers, or they're going to be deep. Cherry runs through the middle, and he'll get back to about the 21-yard line. Nice boot by Nissel. Just gets it past Cherry and gets the bounce, and it stays in.
Yeah, that ball was like a seeing eye line drive. It just stayed right in that bounce. And
so Johnsonburg starting deep again, 20-yard line. 1:04 left here in the third quarter. 20-0 your score. Falcons on top.
And as we said, these Shamrocks, these young fellas, they're not used to losing. They're not used to playing from behind.
Handoff. You're going to go. Flag on the field, so this is going to be all for naught. As Zimmerman still fighting for yardage.
Yeah, a couple of the different guys had a hold of his jersey there.
Yeah, Ron's trying to drag him down. And Schaefer Doan. It would have been close to a first down, but
see what this laundry is laying on there for.
It's definitely against the Shamrocks, as Marvin's talking to the Falcons, and hold. So that's going to back them up 10 yards from the 23. So the spot's now going to be the 13.
Marvin returns the laundry back to his counterpart on the sideline.
So under a minute to go, clock running here in the third. 20-0 your score, Falcons on top. And it's handoff to Zimmerman once more. He'll lose yards as he's now tackled behind the 10. Bring up a second at about 21-22. Ellenberger will get credit to his tackle. Low snap, handoff to Dennis. Dennis fighting for yards, looking to break through, and he does. He's got one man to beat,
and that one man brings him down.
He does bring him down. That is Cameron Hayes, as he'll bring him down right past the 30-yard line. Enough for the first down. and that'll be the final play of the third quarter.
He was so far back in his own territory. He was saying hello to the maintenance man back at the mill, though. And that was a heck of a nice run that he made to bring it back.
That was. At the end of the third, 20-0 your score. Falcons on top. Send it to Jeff to thank all our sponsors.
AccuGrind wants to wish all the players in today's game good luck. AccuGrind is a proud community member and wishes the best of luck in today's games. Have fun and be safe. Jet Meadows, proud sponsor, local sports. Jet Meadows wants to wish the Shamrocks and coaches best of luck in today's game. Elk County Foods, whether you're heading out to the Shamrock game today or just heading out, be sure to check out our daily specials. Good luck to our Shamrocks team and today's best of luck to the players and coaches, and have fun from Elk County Foods. Kane Feed and Boots, proud sponsor of today's Shamrock game. Be sure to stop in at Kane Feed and Boots for all your hunting and clothing needs. Be sure to come in and check out supply of hunting boots.
Actually, the last play did not happen. 10 seconds were added to the clock, and botched snap. Dennis will pick it up, and he is going to be driven down behind the 20-yard line for a huge loss for the Shamrocks. So now we'll switch sides.
Go all the way down to the other side of the field.
They were beyond the 30. Now they're pushed all the way back behind the 20. So
now we're going to swap fields, and they'll be all the way back up to one of our sponsors, the Central Hose.
They'll be by the Central Hose,
which is the other direction. But we do have the break, and 20-0. Do you think, Mark, they got the speed? Do you think they can come back and make this close?
I don't know. I really don't know. The big guys might be wearing the little guys down now. You know, the huge 60-yard touchdown play by Guazdala. That 20-0 now lingering in the fourth quarter is pretty rough to come back from. It really is, to be all honest. You just look to rebuild now. I'm one to be, realistic. You look to rebuild, move on to next week. And what does Reynoldsville-Sykesville do? They're not. I personally don't think they're going to throw out their hand anymore, because they know this might be the team that we're going to play again in the Cereal Bowl.
Yeah.
So.
And, of course, that Cereal Bowl will be in Brockway, I believe, in October, and what a fabulous field they have down there, folks. We hope to have the sponsors so that we can bring you that game. That's yet to be determined, but that is certainly we would like to do that. A lot of it depends on who the sponsors are and what we can do there, and schedules and teams and that whole 9 yards. But if the River can bring it to you, they will.
I hope so. I really hope so. 2nd and 24. Ball on the 22. Handoff is going to go to Dennis. Dennis plowing some Falcons over to pick up about 6, and he's going to be brought down by a host. Schaefer Doan won there along with Nissel.
That could be something that changes the face of this game. If they could rip one off here real quick on this set of downs, and run that 70 yards and make that big play, then they got that opportunity to take back in this ball game in a hurry.
You're right. One big play, and then, we haven't seen any turnovers yet. A turnover could cause something. It's nice, though. The ball's not slippery or wet or anything, because we haven't hit that part of football season yet. But it's coming, Jeff.
Too soon.
Dilly back the pass, and he's going to be wrapped up, and he's just going to chuck it out of bounds. And there's going to be a flag thrown.
Intentional grounding or something there, yeah. Yeah, he chucked that ball so he wasn't going to get nailed with a loss.
And they're going to get it anyway.
So it's going to be deep in there.
Oh, yeah.
And deep there, yeah.
Picking up some fries from a Central Hose Hall is where we're going to be.
Yeah.
Bring up 4th and 27.
And it is awesome to see these community sponsors and these communities come together. For so many years, Ridgeway and Johnsonburg, the rivalry that they had. Wow. It's nice to see these communities and these youngsters come together.
Under center, I formation, Dilly, back to pass, and he's looking for Zimmerman, but overthrows, and it'll be turnover on downs. And the Falcons are going to get the ball in about the 9-yard line, Jeff. And we have another player down. So as they attend to the player, we're talking about the Falcons' offense all this time. Guizdala and Schaefer-Doan and Hayes. This defense has shut down this offense of the Shamrock.
Shut them down. Where last time when we played against the Chucks, when we broadcast, the game was played between the 30-yard lines, and there was some breakaway plays by the Shamrocks. The Shamrocks have not been able to break away, and whenever they did, there would be one guy to stop, and that one guy has made that play every time.
Yeah, in this Falcons team, hard-hitting team. So,
and a bit of a mismatch as far as the size. There's no doubt about this is the heavyweights against the lightweights. But nothing against the Shamrocks here because, again, such a young, fast team. And can you see a number there? Who that is?
Dilly again.
Yep. Second time he's been taken out of the game for injuries. He's walking a little slow, but...
So it'll be first and goal for the Falcons from the 9-yard line. 9:02 left in the game, 20-0 your score already.
Yeah, when Dilly's done with this game, he's going to need somebody to massage those muscles or something. He's going to be a sore boy.
Hayes under center, looking to keep it himself, and he does. Plows right up the middle. He's going to pick up about 5 or 6. Yeah, Dilly's going to learn what Epsom salt is tonight.
Yeah, you bet. You bet he is. He's going to realize what it's like to be 52 years old.
Wow. Tomorrow morning, creak.
Yeah.
Second and goal from the 4. He's under center, 3 in the backfield.
And the Falcons punch this in. It's going to be good night, Irene, for the Shamrocks.
And that's Schaefer-Doan to punch it in.
Wasn't even touched.
Oh, yeah. That's his second touchdown of the day. At the 8:19 mark, putting your score 26-0.
Yeah, it's kind of fun being the Bob Uecker of Shamrock football, you know, just a little bit outside. Hey, folks, while they're lining up to kick this, of course, we'll just mention we got the Central Hose Hall in Johnsonburg as one of our sponsors, Cane Feed and Boots, Elk County Foods, Jet Meadows, and AccuGrind, all brought to this game to you on the river, 98.9. We got a little bit of time, 8:19 left here while they're lining up for this kick. Over to you, Mark.
Lester set up for the kick. Good kick, and it's no good. Good snap, good hold. No good, though. So your score stays 26-0 here in Johnsonburg. Thanking those sponsors, I want to shoot out thank you to the new scoreboard sponsors, AccuGrind once more, St. Mary's Tool and Die, and Domtar. I'll tell you.
Appreciate everything they do. Of course, AccuGrind is also sponsoring our broadcast day. St. Mary's Tool and Die, my good friend Jim Smith over there. Thanks, Jim, for making sure these young players have something they can be proud of. Of course, Domtar, you know, the major employer in not only in Johnsonburg but of this county. We applaud you. We applaud you for helping us out and taking care and making sure that we can actually tell you what the score is this time.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And, you know, it's used here for, you know, the Shamrocks, but it also gets, I think there's 3 high school games here in Johnsonburg this year, 1 being last night, and then 2 more will come to town. So it's also, you know, for the high school as well. So that's always...
Now, with the Ridgeway Johnsonburg, do they vary the home games back and forth?
Yeah.
Is that what they do?
I think there's only 2 in Ridgeway this year, and there's 3 here. So the next year they'll switch it back and forth. Kickoff will be picked up by Dennis, as it's a little bit short. Dennis moving to his left, plowing through. He's going to get close to about midfield before getting driven out of bounds by Henry of the Falcons.
Yeah, but the only difficult part of this stadium is the parking. If we get somebody to sponsor some parking spaces, we'd feel better about it. But
yeah,
it's all around.
I'm pretty much parked up at Elk County Foods.
I got here early, fortunately. But you know what? They played 2 games before this. These folks started at 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah. Some of these folks have been sitting in the stands. I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, watching the 2 younger, the Pee-wees, and the junior teams here.
Dilly back out there after a host of injuries today, ready to play. He'll hand it off and met instantly by number 71. That's Abe Crawford.
He's met by number 71, Abe Crawford. No game on play.
And you know what's neat? The fact that they got a public address announcer here for these younger kids and stuff, because that helps us out. It helps the parents out, because sometimes when you're watching the game, you miss something.
That's me. I actually forget that I'm announcing sometimes, and I just watch the game. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
who did that? And
fortunately, we got that gentleman on the other side of this divider telling us what's going on.
Shotgun 2-3 in the backfield, 1 wide left, and it's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and that's going to be Zimmerman.
Handoff, who's Zimmerman up the middle? He's going to be met by number 28, Guzala.
Guzala there with the tackle. Actually, going to lose a yard. Still be third, about 9. So right now the clock is definitely the friend of the Falcons. Just to let it tick away. You know, you're up 26-0, and we're going to have a timeout taken by the Shamrocks. You know, 6:55 left, 26-0. So this game, the offense of the Falcons is unbelievable. You can see it. You know, 11-yard touchdown run, 45-yard touchdown run, 60-yard pass, 4-yard quick one. But
and even though it's 26-0, it's probably not, when you say that, it's probably closer than what the score indicates, because a couple of big plays could have changed the face of this game really quick.
The defense of the Falcons, though, is what I like right now. That's just something, you know, we hope that it's Shamrocks. I'm going to say Johnsonburg forever. The Shamrocks get to, you know, rebound following this game, and they get to meet up and see the changes that happen, you know, down the line. I'd watch these Falcons, though. They're gonna,
you know, that you may lose, but that challenge makes you a better team. What challenges makes you stronger, no doubt about it.
Not how many times you go down; it's how many times you get up.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Of course, it all depends how hard you go down in some of these games.
Billy is going to get the ball off. It's going to be tipped around, looking for Perez. But to bring up 4th and 9. Dilly was under pressure instantly once again by Nissel.
I always remember that saying, if the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But I was one of those, the smaller they are, the further they fly. I was the one that flew.
Oh, listen to you.
Yeah. I boxed a couple times in high school. Boy, I got the snot knocked out of me, I tell you. That might explain why I am the way I am sometimes.
You're like Yoda, though, with some of your wisdom.
I'm growing the beard and look more wise.
Handoff is going to go to Zimmerman. It was going to be a reverse. I don't think Zimmerman could have got it off, and it was 4th and 9. He's going to pick up about 2, so turnover and downs. Ball's going to go to the Falcons at about the 48-yard line of the Falcons.
My wonderful nephew on Labor Day looked at this beard. He says, I'm growing a beard, a little camouflage for archery. He says, I see you're doing yours in snow camo. I was like, thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate that, you know.
Player down once again for the Shamrocks.
Well, there's been quite a few players hurt, but fortunately they've all managed to get back up so far and walk off under their own power. But I think, you know, it's a little bit cumulative when they keep getting hit again and again and again by these big guys. Sometimes they look and say, I got to get back up, coach.
Getting up a little weary. It looks like it's Zimmerman. He's up and walking off, though. So the Falcons will start. 1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line. 6:41 to go, 26-0 is your score. Now, if I'm the Falcons, I am definitely not showing anything else and just running the ball and letting this clock tick, because
these are definitely the two premium teams in this league, I believe. And I think you will see them. Our coach over here is definitely agreeing with us.
Tight formation going on here. Hayes keeps it himself, picks up about 7 before he gets knocked back.
This is kind of nice, funny. Some plays right in front of us instead of us stretching our heads around in this booth to see what's going on.
I know it's definitely not been played between the 30s this game.
No,
it's been much longer field. I feel like an ostrich a little bit.
And what an absolutely gorgeous day in Pennsylvania, though, folks. Again, we look at this field, and up behind it, the beautiful green trees. And it won't be long, those trees will be yellow and orange and red.
And white.
Yeah, even though I enjoy that time of the year, I dread what comes after it.
They're in the backfield. Hayes under center. 2nd and 4, 5:50 to go. Handoff.
Number 3.
That's 3.
Was it number 3?
Oh, it was 8. It was Franz. His jersey's a little buckled, not buckled, but just like...
He's now one of those big guys that's stretching that jersey out like a billboard.
Penalty on the field.
Penalty on the field, and it's going to come back.
It's going to be a block back.
Block in the back on the Falcons.
We got some of these guys that are on the opposing team. They're so big we could put sponsorship on them between their numbers.
Wow.
They just keep coming. Of course, our sponsors, Central Hose in Johnsonburg, Keene Feed and Booth, Elk County Foods, Jet Metals, and AccuGrind, folks. When you see anybody that's that's there, you please tell them you heard it on the river and tell them thank you.
2nd and 13, 5:36 to go, 26-0 your score. Falcons on top of the Shamrocks. Handoff. Number 7, that's going to be Nissel. Nissel cuts the corner, and he gets the first down. There's a host of Shamrocks, and one falls. He's going to be about the 20 before being knocked out of bounds by Porter.
A little bit of a stutter step there, and then, boy, he continued with another 15 yards after that.
Big play there by Garrett Nissel, 104-pound, 11-year-old. Wow.
That just blows me
away.
He
moves.
He moves. Yes, he does. And this team may be big, but they are fast. That's a good team. Do you realize when we're talking the size of some of these players, there's a lot of players that aren't on the varsity that are anywhere near this big?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, some of these kids that are 12, like 180 pounds, I know some kids on the varsity that aren't 180 pounds. Handoff to Franz. Franz will pick up a few just falling forward.
Number 8, Ross Carey. Number 73, Nick Myers.
Tackle's going to be made by Nick Myers. First time I get to say Myers' name today. That's Russ's son, big old Russ. He'll probably be heading to Buffalo tomorrow to watch the Bills. I don't know why. He's going to go to
That's the one place that I went to see a professional football game was in Buffalo on a bus trip. It was definitely interesting, but you know what? When I'm at home and I can watch TV and I can eat all I want and I get the Beagle sitting in my lap, I'm all set.
Yeah. I missed some of the Steeler game tomorrow as soccer will be in Coudersport tomorrow, so we get to make that lovely trip from Ridgeway to Coudersport.
Welcome to family life, partner.
Yeah, I know.
Well, who do the Steelers play tomorrow?
They play the Browns.
They play the Browns?
Yep, it's actually in Cleveland. So I don't know if Cleveland has a quarterback or running back, or they've been having major issues already in the preseason.
I was wondering, are they going to show up this year?
Yeah, I think by default.
Yeah, and our Steelers, they always seem to manage to be strong, you know, and they lose players and gain players, and they always seem to at least be in contention. Unlike my Pittsburgh Pirates this year.
Our coach said they were 4-0. This is how much I haven't been paying attention to the NFL. The Browns were 4-0 in the preseason. Now, they might as well celebrate that because that will probably be their Super Bowl. Because watch what happens when games actually matter.
Yeah, today we just need to know, did they play these 11 and 12-year-olds?
Yeah.
If they're 4-0, who did they actually
No, if they played the Falcons, they would not have been 4-0. I'll tell you that right now. They might have been playing me and my buddies.
We'll see at the end. We'll see at the end of the year where we're at. Right now, we're at 2:50 left in this game. 26-0. 1st and 10. Quarter number 4, folks.
Coach, are you a Browns fan? Sorry.
We feel for you. I'm a Pirates fan, so we can cry together.
Handoff's going to go to Crawford, Cody Crawford, and he's going to met behind the line. It's his 1st and goal for the Falcons. So now we're not making friends with the coaches because I'm just throwing the Browns under the bus. Welcome to my life.
Isn't it funny that we'll be talking about baseball that they chose to use the Cleveland Indians in the movie Major League, you know?
Right.
How appropriate.
2nd and 15 now. Under 2 to go here in the game. Handoff is going to be a nice tackle. Johnny on the spot was Luke Zimmerman to stop Nissel getting around that end zone. Oh, it was actually 34. Aiden Bittler.
Another name we haven't heard a whole lot of today. They got some subs in there. That's a good thing. Every boy gets to play. Brings the play in. Hey, guys, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I always wondered what's going on in that huddle, you know. My brother said one time they had a tape recorder in the huddle or on the line of scrimmage. He said, wow, to hear that was like a bunch of bears growling at each other.
Under center is Franz. Franz keeping himself head over to the right, looking for a little stiff arm, but not going to get around the corner as Porter will be there for the Shamrocks to bring him down at about the 10-yard line. So
we may get one more play out of this game.
Yeah, but it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 10.
About 30 seconds left. I'll play one more, and that'll probably do it. And, of course, folks, you've been listening to this on the river. Mark and Jeff here. Our sponsor, Central Hose, Kane Feed and Boots, Elk County Foods, Jet Metals, and AccuGrind. And we will be bringing you at least one more game is the plan in a couple of weeks. We can't wait for that.
Going for the field goal and botch snap. The Shamrocks will wrap them up about the 15-yard line. So there's 6 seconds left here in the game. Shamrocks will have a chance for one play. You know, all for naught. Just see what happens. But 26-0 your score here in Johnsonburg. Falcons will improve to 2-0. Shamrocks will drop to 3-1 now.
And, of course, stay tuned next week, folks. You'll be hearing myself and Mr. Johnny Marks and some other folks. We will be doing the parade from St. Mary's next week. If you got an opportunity, you make sure and stop in St. Mary's because we're actually got a very large card at Farmers Bank down there that you congratulate all the people in St. Mary's on the 175th anniversary. And they're going to take a knee.
That's going to be it. Don't forget, though, Friday night, stop out. Dutch Country Stadium, Dan Connors will be there.
You bet, folks. Stay tuned on the river for some more great music and everything on the river. 98.9. It's been a pleasure to bring you this game from Central Hose, King Feed and Boots, Elk County Foods, Jet Metals, and AccuGrind. Thank you, folks. Till next time, this is Jeff Buchheit and Mark Martinez on the river, 98.9.